Hi, I'm Shahrzad Jalali, clinical psychologist. Have you ever shared exciting news, maybe a promotion, a new relationship, a personal achievement, and instead of feeling celebrated, something felt very off? Maybe they smiled in an awkward way, or maybe they changed the subject, or they even congratulated you and then immediately started talking about themselves. Our first instinct is often to think they are jealous. But as a psychologist, I think there is a much more interesting question here. What actually happens inside someone's mind when another person's success becomes emotionally difficult to witness? I want to introduce you to something I call the celebration test. Imagine you tell 5 people the exact same good news. One person becomes genuinely excited for you. One starts competing with you. One minimizes your accomplishment. One becomes strangely quiet. And one changes the subject entirely. The event didn't change. The psychology behind it did. One of the healthiest predictors of a secure relationship isn't just who stands beside you during your hardest moments, but who can genuinely celebrate you during your best moments. Human beings don't necessarily evaluate themselves in isolation. We understand ourselves by comparing ourselves to people around us. And the people we compare ourselves to are usually not celebrities or people who are very far-fetched, but there are siblings, colleagues, classmates, friends, and neighbors. Why? Because they're close enough to represent a version of the life we believe we could have actually had ourselves. Now, here's something we don't talk about enough. Not all envy or jealousy is necessarily destructive. I'm going to tell you 2 stories to prove my point. Story 1. Let's say a friend gets into med school. You feel excited. Instead of resenting them, you become inspired to go there yourself. You ask them for advice. You work harder. This is benign envy. It becomes a motivating factor that helps you grow. Now, story 2. Same exact situation, but instead of feeling happy for them, you start criticizing them. You start saying stuff like they got in because they knew so-and-so, or they just got lucky. Now, the goal is no longer self-improvement here. It's actually reducing the emotional gap that now exists between the two of you. This is malicious envy. The difference isn't in the achievement itself, but it's in how you're regulating your own pain. Here's another concept I want to leave you with. I call it emotional altitude. Every relationship has its own emotional altitude. Some relationships can tolerate your growth really well. Others were built around an older version of you. When you become more confident, healthier, more successful, or when you begin setting better boundaries, you rise. And sometimes the relationship that you were in experiences turbulence as a result. Not because the person is necessarily a bad person, but because one person has changed and the relationship hasn't adapted to that change. One of my favorite lines: sometimes people aren't grieving the loss of you. They're grieving the loss of the version that kept them comfortable. So what should you do? Number 1, don't shrink your life to preserve someone else's comfort. Number 2, don't diagnose every awkward interaction as jealousy. Number 3, protect your joy without becoming emotionally guarded. Number 4, celebrate other people generously. Psychologically, admiration weakens chronic comparison. If you've ever felt guilty for succeeding, remember this: healthy relationships expand to make room for your growth. They don't require you to become smaller to keep other people comfortable. I would love to know, have you ever had a relationship change after a big life change? Tell me about it in the comments.